Bye, Steve. Okay, let's go to the studio. It's a pretty nice commute. Oh, also, a friend just gave me a new little bucket of paint that I'm very excited to use today. I need a large board. I actually don't think this is big enough, but maybe? 1, 2, 3. So because I'm here, because everything to come here had to fit in a suitcase and everything to go back also has to fit in a suitcase, this is my solution for working large. I have 4 of the pieces of oil paper and I'm combining them all together to create like one big surface. Yeah, working in fragments. That is what I can do right now. Okay, and this little bucket, this was the bucket my friend gave me of some new paints. Well, they're very old paints, but new to me. Cadmium limit. Ooh, gosh, a cadmium green. Turquoise and another green thing. These are all colors I wouldn't normally buy, so I'm very excited. I'm gonna start with just 3 colors on my palette, 4 colors including white. Oh, I need to show you what I'm painting. Starting off something like this is always a little intimidating. It's like, I don't know where I want things to go, but I'm pretty sure I want this main head to be near the center, but on this like quadrant. This figure on the left, he's gonna be super important for placing everything else. Like I know I want the top of his head to be near the top and the bottom of his feet to be near the bottom. So that like gives me a scale for the whole rest of the painting, right? Like everything else that I paint in, I can just paint it in relationship to this. Oh, and this color, by the way, this is just the 3 colors on my palette all mixed together. The yellow, the turquoise, and the violet. Okay, so the knees, this part of the stool table thing, it's like right lined up with the knees. And then the tabletop is lined up with the waist, which will be about there, a lot lower than I previously painted it in. And then the bottom of the mirror, oh wow, yeah, it's lined up with the knees. Okay, I'm gonna get a new brush in a slightly new color because now that I'm like changing the drawing of things, I want to be able to see a little bit more clearly. So I'm going and drawing things again until they're placed correctly, and then I started blocking in some of the big shapes of color. While I do that, I think this is a good time to let you all know that I have a painting course going live in January, and you can register for it now. I'll leave a link for you to learn more, and also I'll talk about it more later in the video when we have more time. Bye bye. Good morning. Need to finish. Good morning. He's my favorite. So the next day I decided I should finish these other paintings I had started earlier in the kitchen before getting too sucked into the new big guy. I just like straight up don't like working on the same thing 2 days in a row. I did end up finishing this one today. You can see the start of it in an earlier video of mine. I added some more highlights to the oranges. I changed up the fruit in that back bowl a good bit and called it finished. I hung it up in the kitchen, but very quickly realized I would have to take it down and put it somewhere out of view, because if I could still see it, I would definitely convince myself that there were a million things about it that still needed to be changed. Then there was this other still life I also wanted to finish that day. The biggest thing I had wanted to change, which you will see in a second, was I wanted to get rid of a lot of the cools that were in that little bowl in the front. I ended up pushing it a lot warmer. And then there were also a million other things I ended up changing too. Basically the last like 3-4 hours of this thing was a constant conversation of me going, okay, one more thing, then I would do that thing, and then I would see another thing, and on and on and on. Which, FYI, I really recommend against letting yourself do that when you are first learning to paint, because it is going to send you down a path of like constant spiraling and perfectionism and doubt that really isn't helpful in both morale and skill building. Maybe I'm a big hypocrite for working that way myself when I tell other people not to. I don't know. I love this corner. At this point, I was like, okay, I think they are finished. I'm pretty sure they are finished, right? Look at how beautiful this little backyard is. But I came back here for the apple trees. Look at that. It smells just like you would expect. Not very good. Oh. Okay, that one is absolutely finished. This guy, Every time I pick this thing up, I am shocked at how heavy it is. It's just a piece of oil painting paper, but it is still so heavy with all of the paint on it. I could work out with this thing, you know? If I put any more paint on this, I'm not gonna be able to pick it up anymore. Okay, I'm taking this as extra confirmation that it is definitely done. Yay! Tomorrow I'll be back to the heads in full force. I just sold a painting. Every time, it feels so good. Well, okay, it's in the process. I'm 99% sure it will happen though. The person who wants to buy it, they just sent me an email that I'm responding to. They know that I'm not currently at home because I posted on Instagram that I was here, so they were asking, like, will it still be able to be shipped to me even though you're not there to ship it? And I was just responding saying, yes, absolutely, it can get to you next week. Basically before I left to come here, I left all of my available paintings pre-packaged, like pre-wrapped, boxed up really, really nicely so that they would be ready to go. So I was explaining that to them, and then I said, quote, my assistant will be able to drop it off at UPS on Monday. Which is true. It can be dropped off on Monday. However, here's the thing. I'm going to have to reword that because as much as I would love to pretend that I have an assistant, I definitely do not. I arguably have something much better, that being an incredibly loving and supportive and involved mother who is willing to drive my shipments for me to UPS. However, I fear that daring to refer to her as my assistant is like doing her the greatest disservice and disrespect in the world. So I'm gonna have to reword that. But here's the thing. I also really don't want to email this person and be like, my mommy will ship it to you. And I wouldn't say anything, but they like specifically asked. Yeah, actually, I guess I just don't say anything. They don't have to know. I'll just say it'll get to you. Okay. Yeah, perfect. I won't say anything. Studio time. It's a new day. It's been a couple days since I worked on this. The painting is dry, which will make layering kind of nice. And I added a new color to my palette. This darker purple. Warning, you are about to see this thing in peak ugly stage, okay? I have no defense for it. While the ugly happens, let me tell you more about the class I'm offering in January and my love-hate relationship with art education. For those of you who don't know, I had gotten the opportunity to teach a workshop earlier this fall, and it really reminded me how much I love teaching. In my early 20s, I taught a lot. I taught at a middle school and high school, and then I also had some private adult students, and then I taught a bit while I was in grad school as well. Oh, and then I've never talked about this on here, but after I graduated grad school, I was also offered a temporary teaching position at a university, and I said no because frankly, I just had no desire to be a part of a school, especially a university, like ever again. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of art schools, to be honest, but I really love teaching. And this workshop, back to the workshop, it was my first time teaching in a couple of years, and I was really invigorated by it. So what I'm saying is that I'm really excited to be offering this new class online. I've been working on the curriculum for it for quite some time, and I'm really proud of the flow of the 6 weeks that I've put together. I'm kind of blown away by how many people have already signed up. There's almost 30 of you guys, some of whom are brand new to oil painting, others of whom have been painting for decades and decades. Truly baffles me every time I have a real interaction with someone because of these videos. Obviously I see that people are watching, but then like this past week, seeing all the registrations come in for the class, I keep being reminded like, oh wow, yeah, these are real people, you know? They aren't just bots online who accidentally clicked on my video. It's really cool. Oh, and then so there's an option to follow along live and have weekly Zoom one-on-one critiques, like time for feedback and questions with me. I'm so excited to get to know everyone and see all of your work. And then I also, because so many people are signing up, I just made an option available if you want to sign up, but then take the class at a later date, do it more self-paced without any of the live critiques. that is also an option. All the info is on my website. I just have to say, this time lapse has been so insane for me to watch because this painting ends up looking so dramatically different once it's finished. I forgot that it used to look like this. This was just it in its like babyest of baby stages. It took a long time for me to actually finish, come back to see its progress. Guess what? The person I was emailing with earlier did end up finalizing the purchase. I freaking love this hammock. I might miss this hammock the most about this studio, aside from that guy and Steve inside. It's getting way too dark in here to be working on it. Ciao.